So, this is the Samsung Galaxy S20 in cloud gray, I believe it is. And this is going to be a first impression slash unboxing. But I'm going to tell you now that I have already unboxed this phone, so I'll get into that a little later. But this is my first impressions. I just got the phone a couple hours ago. I've been using it for a couple hours, but again, this is the day I've gotten this phone. So I got in Cosmic Gray, 128 gigabytes, AT&T of course. So let's go ahead and open the box. Again, I told you I have already got the phone, but you have your usual books in there, your phone. Go ahead and do that, and then all your settings, your AKG headphones, and all your whatnot. But that's that. I'm gonna go ahead and close this up, put this to the side, and let's talk about the phone. Now, I've just got the phone, and this is again my first impressions. But let's take a look. See, we have a cloud silver, as you can see. Beautiful, beautiful. The way this shines, I actually like this color. I didn't get the blue or the purple, pink. I think this is a pink color. I didn't like that, so we're going to go with the cloud silver. So let's talk about the front. Now let me get some of this junk out. So let's talk about my impressions with the phone. How's the phone? Well, as you can see, I have facial recognition. Let's go through the phone, the simple controls here. Again, this phone is amazing. This is one of the best smartphones I've ever used. Number one, of course, let's go to display. Now, if you don't know, this phone features a 120 hertz display. As you can see, 120 hertz. Now, this was set to 60 when out of the box, but I set it to 120. And wow, 120 makes a difference. Now, you won't see this in the camera, but I can pick that up. It's smooth, all right? It's one of the most smooth experiences on the market. So let's run through some settings. I have light setting on. I just don't like Android on dark mode, but we'll get into that in a minute. No adaptive brightness, 120 hertz, vivid for screen. I've got the 1080p resolution because you cannot do 1440p at 120 hertz. And also nav bar, I do have the gestures. You can go back to the navigation buttons, but I have gestures. I think that's just better. Let's see here. Let's go to lock screen, I guess. You can set your PIN and your password, your Face ID. And let's talk about biometrics. Now, this phone has a in-display fingerprint scanner. So if I cannot scan my face here, as you can see, it has a fingerprint scanner right there that you can use, or you can use. So the fingerprint scanner works almost 100% of the time. I've had no issues with it at all. Look at that. Pops open. Now, that was the facial recognition. Again, I don't look, the facial recognition is, before I can even scan my finger, it'll do facial recognition. But it works almost 100% of the time. Now, let's talk about facial recognition. Now, boom. It's quick. It's boom. So, it did a little lag there, but boom. We're in. Very convenient. Now, if I'm not looking at it, see? Nothing. But as soon as I look at it, boom. So that is very convenient. I love that feature. Next, let's talk about the performance. The performance on this phone is amazing. I have yet to really download games. I just have a couple games here. But the games I have been playing on this device, no problem at all. 60 frames per second easily. And the games that do support 120 hertz, amazing. But performance on this phone, you do have the Snapdragon 865 processor. 12 gigs of RAM. 12 gigs of RAM. That is ridiculous. 12 gigs of RAM is amazing. Like, it's, I'm coming from a 4 gigabyte of RAM phone, so amazing. 12 gigs of RAM is amazing. Let's talk about the camera. Now, camera, again, this is my first impressions, but let's talk about the camera. Now, I took a couple pictures here. So let's take a look at these pictures. Detail is amazing. Amazing. Look at the fire hydrant, the color. Again, it's a bit oversaturated like Samsung cameras are, but it is very, very crisp. This does, and then we can also look at this. I took a picture of this Camaro here, and you can see the camera is amazing. Now, again, I said I just got this phone, so I haven't tested out night mode. I really do want to test night mode out, and that'll be in my full review. Don't forget, I will have a full review of this phone in a coming week or so when I use this as my daily. But for now, this is my first impressions again. And the camera is amazing. Single take is the new feature that will, you can let it explain it, but what it'll do is you can take one picture and it'll take a video, some photos, and blah, blah, blah. I haven't used it yet, but super slow motion, panoramic, and then your pro in hyperlapse and all that gibberish. So again, display A1, 120 hertz, beautiful. Performance, amazing. Now let's talk about battery life. Now again, I cannot say battery life. That's going to be in the full review. But the battery life I have gotten is pretty good with 120 hertz. Again, it should last 5 hours, I believe. I haven't tested it that far, but the battery life is pretty good on this phone. The cameras are great. The performance is great. And my first impressions, I absolutely love this phone. This phone is amazing. And it's amazing. It's amazing. It's one of the best smartphones on the planet. Amazing. So yeah. I also want to get into why I didn't get the Ultra or the Plus variant, or wait for the Note for that matter. And I just like compact phones. I think this phone fits in your hand pretty nice. And yeah, no headphone jack, but you know, it's 2020. We get over that. But again, this has been a first impressions video. It's kind of been all over the place, this video, but again, the full review is coming in about a week, so stay tuned for that. And that's about it. So thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.